Hello friends, happy Friday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Friday evening and your weekend is off to a great start. It is great to be back here on Friday night virtual pipe club. Good to see you all. Lots of folks showing up already, so let's see who we have to say hello to here. We've got VidMaze82, Tim Fournier, Portsmouth Piper, good to see you, Mark, Little Piper Todd, Big Country Briar, Piper on the 45, Jeffrey Feinberg, my literary friend, good to see you tonight, Jeffrey. Texas Piper Eddie, good to see you, Eddie. ENAS Dad, Signal Man Tony from Rhode Island, fantastic. Nice crowd already, just getting started, just a minute past 8, so bodes well for the evening. I am enjoying some haunted bookshop in the Matthews Memorial Friday Savinelli, as is the tradition. I've got the General Gumby is with me once again, guys. I think this is a record 3 weeks in a row for Gumby. I just can't put him in the box with the other Tampers. I like Gumby. St. David's Pipes, good to see you, David. Name that pipe. Preacher Man Piper, Pondering with Pepe's Pipes. Michael Case, good to see you, Michael. Smoking Nightcap in a Cob, sounds good. There's Big Dave. Mona Piper, hello, Christian. Fantastic. Michael, I think you might recognize that. So I hope you've all had a good week. This was a short week, right? This is the week after Labor Day. It seemed like a long week for some reason. It's one of those weeks where I feel like I survived it. And it wasn't like there was anything particularly bad or particularly difficult. It just has been a week. So I'm glad to be on the other side of it and into the weekend now. Yes, back to being dark when the stream starts, indeed, Christian. That's a sign of impending winter for sure. He is Gumby, damn it. Thank you, Cole. VidMaze has got an Oliva G Series cigar. Those are nice cigars. Briar Brew from the Baghdad Pipe Club. Good to see you, buddy. Smoking some Rose of Latakia tonight. Sounds good. MTMTB, good evening to you, sir. Big Dave wants to know if anyone is smoking an English blend, and I believe Briar Brew is, and I think Michael Case was also. And those are just the folks that admitted it. Speaking of the Baghdad Pipe Club there, Briar Brew. I've got my Baghdad Pipe Club patch here. This thing has been haunting me. I want to put it up on the wall, but I need to get some Velcro to hold it up there. And I keep moving it from place to place, and I keep knocking it off the bench. And it's amazing how many times I have knocked this off the bench just today. I guess it's maybe getting caught on my shirt or something as I'm working, but this darn thing does not want to stay put. Maybe it knew you were coming tonight. Beautiful full moon in Ested. Yes, we got one here too. I was looking last night. It was nearly full. Really beautiful. And the cooler evenings are nice, Portsmouth Piper, except this morning it was only 52 degrees when I got up. That was not nice. And of course, that's still warm compared to where we're heading. There's Sailor smoking Old Joe Cranston, a Savinelli Punto Oro from 72. One of his first pipes. Very nice. Johnny Walker Black Neat. Sounds fantastic. And Texas Piper's got G&H Dark Flake and an LCS with Yingling Oktoberfest. How you liking that Oktoberfest, Eddie? Name That Pipe has some Old Joe Krantz in the 7LE111. Does McBaron count as an English blend? I guess it depends on which McBaron blend. There's Tobacco Pipes International. Hello, Mark. Good to see you tonight. I'm with you, Robert. No English for me either. Boris the Piper. Tim Fournier telling me to knock it off. I did knock it off, Tim. That was the problem. Big Country Briar has Haunted Bookshop and a Giuliano's. I stopped because I thought Cole said something about spaghetti. Spitaletti, Giuliano Spitaletti pipe, not spaghetti. 48 in Montana, high of 104 the day before. It's crazy, isn't it? There's the Urban Hermit. Hello there, Everett. Smoking Haunted Bookshop in the Friday 7LE. Good deal. Eddie says the Oktoberfest is nice, but a 6-pack a year is enough. Yeah, I get that. I get that. There's the Smooth Piper Peter. How you doing, Peter? He's on the bus heading home now. My goodness. Well, Peter, feel free to share the show with the folks on the bus. Burley Nut Bob's got a basket pipe with match field and stream and some tea. Sounds good. St. David's Pipes has Stanwell Black Diamond, a black diamond with Old Joe Krantz Blue. Big Dave says he's got a Meerschaum pipe so large he doesn't think he can smoke it. Well, Big Dave, it sounds like a challenge to me. And there we've got Eric the Blue Collar Pipe Smoker. Sinus infection for him, so he's vaping NyQuil. Ugh. Well, buddy, I hope you're feeling better. Look forward to that pipe, and we'll keep you in thoughts and prayers, my friend. Thanks for stopping in. Stephen Skip, how you doing tonight, my friends? Just saying hello to everyone. It's great to see you. Briar Brew, I don't know the backstory there, Briar Brew, on Instagram. Was that your decision, or maybe we could talk offline? But yeah, I get it. I mean, there are days when I just don't want to have anything to do with social media, and Instagram is increasingly getting on my nerves. Not because of the pipe community there, but because of everything else. And I see Pondering with Pepe's Pipes is saying hello to Armchair Piper, but I don't know if I saw Armchair Piper yet, so I'll just say hello, Ed. Clarence Wood, I don't think I caught you yet. Okay, Skip's not home until the 20th, so it's just Steph tonight, and Arlo's leaving for boot camp on Sunday. Wow, that must be a bittersweet day for you then, I'm sure. But you must be very proud of him. It's a wonderful thing he's doing. Codger Jim's got a Flying Dutchman match, and he added some Cavendish to it, and it's in an Edwards pipe. There's Armchair Piper, and Armchair Piper has reminded us that we've got Smoke Rings Around the World coming up, which I believe is on the 15th. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, Ed. If you're willing to make a video blowing smoke rings, please do so and get it to Ed. You can just make it private and send him the link. Or just make a video blowing smoke rings on the 15th. We're all going to do it. Well, I'm going to try to do it. I can occasionally blow a nice smoke ring. And then I usually like to go, ooh, and mess it up. Tim Fournier is loading up some I Hate Roger Goodell in his Molina Calabash. There's Gary Edminster. Howdy to you, sir. Ah, Briar Brew, sorry to hear that. That's just awful. It's just awful. And you know, you have to walk on eggshells sometimes, and I don't like that. I don't know how we got to a place where we're so concerned that people might hear or read something that's going to alter their lives, and we have to protect them from it. For goodness sakes, you should be able to say whatever you want to say, and people should sort it out. There's Ron Hardcrackers. Good to see you tonight, Ron. Hope all's going well. Gary Edminster's got the Peterson Sherlock Holmes series with vanilla custard. Good stuff. Fighting a UTI. Oh my goodness. You're like the third or fourth person this week that I've heard from that's got either a UTI or kidney stones. Like an epidemic going on. And none of that's fun. Yeah, do feel better, Gary. I didn't know it was your birthday, ENAS Dad. Well, there's double the reason to blow smoke rings then. Tim's walking on sunshine instead. Don't it feel good? Tim, I saw you did an earwig earlier, and it was before I started, and I was gonna comment on it, but I completely forgot what it is already. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my memory only lasts about 30 seconds, and it's gone. And I guess we should all wish Robert a happy birthday, because it'll be after his birthday and after Smoke Rings Around the World when next we meet. So yes, happy birthday and many happy returns indeed. Big 48, wow. Wonderful stuff, Briarbrook. Just turned 1, wow. That's fantastic. Texas Piper got a ½ pound of Barbary Coast in this week. That will be nice. Doug Owen, good evening, Doug. Pirates 1, Cardinals 0. I don't know, Doug. I have to be very careful when I talk about the Pirates, because I'm a huge Phillies fan, and my wife is from Pittsburgh and her whole family and all that stuff. But yeah, Pirates usually are a crappy team, and they do often beat the Cards. Oh, Mark, that is so cool. Your parents are going to meet Miss Charlotte for the first time. Wow. That's great. I'm sure she's going to enjoy that too. Big Dave's, Big Dave, I hope, well, not to me personally, Big Dave. Oh my goodness, Cole. Cole ate 2 racks of ribs and he feels like one of the aliens is trying to claw its way out of his stomach. Were they pork ribs, Cole? Cogs and Sprockets, it has been a while, my friend. Great to see you. Smoking the Haunting in a Stanwell brushed black. Very nice. There's Beowulf and Miss Kathy. Not sure how long they can stay. Been a long day at the hospital. Oh no. Sorry to hear that, guys. I hope all is well. No need for apologies, Doug. I can handle it. I I can handle the Pittsburgh side of the family. Corvette Jim, howdy. How you doing tonight, my friend? Oh, pork ribs. Well, yeah. There might be something clawing its way out there, Cole. Oh yeah, Boris made a bear wolf emoticon. Very clever, Boris. I can never do that. I'm lucky if I can do the smiley face. And I see people saying well wishes, Miss Kathy. I'm sorry I'm behind, folks, but I hope everything's well, and if Miss Kathy's having some trouble, I hope she's doing okay. And I know she's doing the typing, so don't feel compelled to respond either. Just letting you know we care about you. Codger Jim, I don't think we're ever going to get a pipe emoji. I don't think that's going to fly. Unless it's like a plumbing pipe. We could probably use that. But if they figure out we're using it, they'll take that away too. Ah, it's your son. That's right. I remember seeing that. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad the surgery went well. That's good news. Yes, definitely we'll be sending some prayers your way. Oh yes, yes, Tim, it was, and I was just going to impress you by responding, she's not a human being. I thought you'd be impressed by that. I have very, very strained musical tastes, and my background is much more diverse in that department than folks normally suspect. George Teeterman, good to see you tonight, George. Good evening. No, Briar Brew, I have not gotten any bad batches of Haunted Bookshop. Had a tub that had a bit of sticky residue inside the lid and the whole batch smelled like glue. You should get in touch with Cornell and Deal about that because obviously something went wrong there. Mine's been very consistent, but I only buy it in bulk. I haven't had any tins. Oh, there's an interesting thing to ask, Sailor. Anyone ever visited a hookah bar? And if so, what's your impression? I've never personally done it, but I did talk quite a bit to my buddy Ali, who used to be on YouTube as the Great American Doc Piper. He was a big fan of hookah, and he really enjoyed it and told me I should try it, and I like briar pipes, so. Big Dave's pointing out that the Queen has died, and she's certainly is dead, Dave. That's Sal the Painter asking, what do you think about Hobbit weed? Was thinking about buying it or making it. I don't even know what it is, Sal. Anybody else know anything about Hobbit weed? Oh, you got a replacement. Well, that's good, Briar Brew. No, I haven't run into that problem. So Tim has smoked cigars while others did hookah. And Vidmaze says hookah was good, a lot of fruity type tobaccos, very bulky for home use. Portsmouth Piper actually did hookah in Jordan, an acquired taste. Armchair Piper likes Hobbit weed. Tim says there's no future for him. Why so, Tim? And Pepe says that hookah bars are fun and it's a good place to blow some smoke rings. So if you want to be out and about on the 15th, find yourself a nice hookah bar and go to town. There's Brazilier, whose name I can't pronounce. Good evening to you, sir. Pericles is it, I believe. Is that right? I know it was something Greek. Ish. Oh, there's no future for you because of that, Tim. Okay. Oh, Robert. I'm not going down that street. Well, we're glad to have you here smoking your pipe and watching there, Brazilers. Heracles. There we go. Thank you, St. David. Is that what I said, or did I say something else? I can't remember now. I hope I got it right, but... Briar Brew says he's had some good experiences with hookah, but there's also been times when all he tastes is the lit charcoal on top. Beowulf and Miss Kathy might think about doing something like that for one of their birthdays on Sunday. Which of you is having a birthday there, guys? And happy birthday. Happy birthday, Steve. I'm glad I got it right, Pericles. Hookah uses the same charcoal used for the church incense. It's that fast lighting stuff, I guess. Which on its own doesn't smell like anything until you put the incense on it. It's Steve's birthday. Well, Steve, we wish you a happy birthday, my friend. MTMTB restored an old custom built. Fantastic. I'm glad the videos helped there, buddy. And Big Country Briar saying Public Piper did a video about a hookah bar years ago. I kind of vaguely remember that. I think he's taken down a lot of those old videos, though. I don't know if I mentioned, tonight I'm drinking Stoll and Wolf rye. It's a 90 proof rye, very nice stuff. Stoll and Wolf is a Pennsylvania distillery. It's spelled S-T-O-L-L-E, and I think it's just W-O-L-F. I don't think there's an E on the end of the Wolf, but there might be. Sailor wants to know how they charge at a hookah bar. By the puff or by the tobacco? I hope it's by the tobacco. Who's going to be counting the puffs? Smoking Pipes has Gawith and Hogarth blends available today. Name That Pipe says he ordered some Bosun Plug and Bob's Chocolate Flake. Texas Piper's asking if there's any brandy or cognac recommendations that anyone cares for. Never tried it, but it's curious. I've had some good cognacs. Of course, I can't remember any of them. But I'm far from a connoisseur of such things. I've just had some that I've enjoyed. Brandy is a little too sweet for me. Oh yeah, Steve, that's a bad day to have a birthday for sure. That's interesting. Briar Brew says that the charcoal is pretty heavy in the air, but not much of a smell. And the flavor was more noticeable by adding a bit of mint. That's very interesting. And they do charge by the hookah. That makes sense. Clarence Wood is recommending VSOP brandy. I think that's one of the ones that I've had. Brandy is a fine girl. What a good wife she would be. Armchair Piper likes cognac with a good cigar. Nice combination. Codger Jim's finishing the line as well. As is Steph. Ah, it's the Barbary Coast connection. Gotcha, Eddie. Briar Brew's more of a bourbon fan. Yeah. I really like Irish whiskeys. I think because they tend to be smooth. Um, but I'll drink pretty much any sort of whiskey. I'm probably breaking some rule by calling bourbon whiskey, but bourbon, rye, whiskey itself, rye whiskey, scotch, yeah, they're all good. There is a reason you can't remember the names, indeed, Doug, which is not a good marketing strategy for the whiskey companies. Oh, so Michael Case is saying get cognac that's VSOP or better. So that's a rating? I know very little about this. Hennessy, that's one of the cognacs I've had. That was pretty good. Patrick Brand, how you doing, Patrick? Good to see you tonight. Yes, it's a sad thing, Michael, when you love your life, your home, and your lady is the sea. Is that true, Cole? Dr. Bo is out in the garden having a cigar and cognac right now. And poor armchair Piper stuck inside watching us. MTMTB is putting in a vote for Grand Marnier. Something like that. Briar Bruce says he's been smoking a lot of Alec Bradley Magic Toast cigars. I haven't had those. I've seen them. And I like a lot of Alec Bradley's stuff, so I'm going to have to give those a try. Goes good with Buffalo Trace and wants to know if anybody has recommendations for similar cigars. I haven't tried it, so I don't know. Noelle A, hello there. Good to see you tonight. Rye, bourbon, and scotch are all whiskeys, as I assume is Irish whiskey. VSOP is a high rating, and Doug says he believes it stands for very special old pour. Couch is having a fire with the girlfriend. Hopefully it's a planned fire. Name That Pipe is recommending Courvoisier XO Cognac. The Texas Piper says he likes the Magic Toast cigars, but he doesn't know of one that's similar, or can't remember one that's similar. Armchair Piper's worried about what Dr. Bo has gotten into now. Tim is correcting us all on the Brandy lyrics. Ocho Ida, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, you gotta hit send more often, Tim. Patrick Grant says VSOP stands for Very Special Old Pale. Okay, thank you, Patrick. And thank you, Eddie. I was kind of skirting having that song stuck in my head, but you just cemented it in there with the doo 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 doo. Thank you. And Patrick says that CO stands for extraordinary. Yeah, I thought Grand Marnier was a liqueur, Doug, and yeah, definitely orange. And I, as a rule, stay away from fruity stuff. Not for any good reason. I just have had a lot of fruity stuff that I didn't like, and oh, Patrick meant XO. That makes a little more sense, although I was just assuming it was like the French word for extra. Which I have no idea what the French word for extra is. That's interesting, Michael. Pirates would bury their treasure with poison brandy. So if you dug it up and drank in celebration, you would die. How about that? So if you ever find pirate booty, don't drink the brandy. Timber Drifter is enjoying a pipe full of haunted bookshop and several Bloody Marys. A surprisingly good combination. How about that? So he's going to limit his comments because he's drinking. Good deal, Timber Drifter. Yeah, I went through a phase a couple years ago in the summer where I drank a lot of red beers, which are, sounds disgusting, but it's really good. Tomato juice over ice with a beer poured in it. And that went really well with Haunted Bookshop. So I'm not surprised about the Bloody Marys. And Ron Hardcrackers is filling an SMS Meerschaum with Rattray's Marlin Flake and drinking a LaCroix sparkling coconut water for Skip. He's letting Steph know. Is Skip a coconut water fan? I think I'm at the bottom of my bowl here. Uh-oh, where did I put my poker? There it is. Good rules of thumb there, Eddie. Pirate booty, thumbs up. Pirate brandy, thumbs down. Ocho Ida is having some velvet, and his wife is joining us with an Ashton cigarello. Well, hello, Mrs. Ocho Ida. Good to see you tonight. And you enjoy that Ashton. Good stuff there. So now I got to decide what I'm going to smoke next. And I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I've gone off my haunted bookshop, my self-imposed haunted bookshop restrictions, trying to just do one bowl a day. And since I stopped doing that, all I want to smoke is haunted bookshop. Noel A is smoking Wessex Red Flake for the first time. That is good stuff. Yeah. Coconut all the way for Skip. Gotcha, Steph. Never had an orange beer named that pipe. That doesn't sound good to me. It took a lot for me to drink the red beer, to be honest. Bearwolf and Miss Kathy. All right, you guys have a good night. Get some rest, and we'll see you tomorrow during your live stream. Yeah. So, folks, if you got the time, tune into Bearwolf and Miss Kathy's live stream tomorrow. You take care. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Yes, it's that season, Eddie. It's the fall haunted bookshop shortage. Clamato. Ugh. You can have it, Cole. Excuse me for a minute while I pick my next. I think I'm going to have some of this. This is my 2021 blend, which is just a mixture of all the stuff I liked in 2021. And I'm going to be smoking that in this beautiful Paul Winslow Crown. That comes to me from a good friend of mine, the Durham Duke. I was chatting with him a little bit today. He's a big cards fan. He's very happy about how the cards are doing. And I tell you, Durham Duke, I do not know why you did not want to keep this pipe. This is a wonderful pipe. It's a little on the heavy side for me, since I like to clench. But other than that, it's just a great, easy to smoke pipe. That's interesting. So Briar Brew says he likes Haunted Bookshop after spaghetti. So maybe there is some sort of a tomato Haunted Bookshop theme going on here. Dwight Ryder has got Ice House Warming Bowl half and half in his cob. And Patrick Grant's got almost 2-year-old Old Joe Krantz White Label in his Savinelli Roma Lucite 673 KS. Yeah, David, every fall and usually every spring there's a Haunted Bookshop shortage. But I just got a shipment in, so I'm probably partly responsible for the shortage this fall. But I heard the prices were going up, and figured I better buy some up before that happens, because apparently it's going to be a fairly big increase. Briar Brew says he does a trash can kind of jar where it's things from recent smokes. Yeah, I've done that in the past, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. What I started doing a few years ago is every time I try something new, if I like it, I save a bowl's worth of it and put it in that jar. So it's only things I like. There's no aromatics, there's no latakia in it, and it's not anything that I've had before, so it can't be Haunted Bookshop, or else it would be a big jar of Haunted Bookshop at the end of the year. So it's just a different approach to it. It's worked well for me. Clarence Wood says he can't get any flavor out of Capstan Blue. Smoked slow, rubbed out, fold and stuff. Can't figure it out. That's interesting. Is it new Capstan Blue? Because that's one of those blends that does well with a bit of age on it. And Everett says he is not responsible for the Haunted Bookshop shortage this year. Lord Hogarth is saying that sake goes well with Balkan blends. Interesting. Not a combination I would have thought of. Doug says that given my last name, I have some great Italian recipes. You know, it's funny, Doug. I do have an Italian last name. My dad's father, so my paternal grandfather, was Italian. But I was raised in a very German-Irish family. I spent a lot of time with my maternal grandparents. My grandmother was very proud Irish. So I don't actually have a lot of Italian recipes. Phil Rivara, how you doing, Phil? Says they might be able to keep the tobacco prices down at Cornell and Deal if they didn't print 2,000 different labels and focused on 80. Yeah. Ocho Ida, it might have just been a rumor, but it was kind of specific, and I don't remember where I heard this, if I read it or if it was in the live stream. It might have even been in this live stream last week, but the statement was there was going to be $1 increase on bulk and like a 30-cent increase on tins, and it was specifically Cornell and Deal. Okay, so it's a similar sort of approach, Briar Brew. Yeah, works out well. Doug, I knew Doug would have some information here. He says Capstan Blue is his go-to blend, and it does need a few years of aging to be at its peak. 5 to 10 years is ideal. Try mixing it with the gold. It adds a bit of sweetness. So there's some advice on the capstan blue. Oh, Steph, listen to the cob. Listen to it. It's not giving you bad advice. She says that she was going to go to bed, but the cob is calling for Carter Hall. Heed the call, Steph. What's driving the price increases? Fertilizer or government regulations? I think, Sailor, it's got to do with the fact that everything's more expensive, largely due to gas prices. But I don't know. Tim's asking if I can make a bubble and squeak. I don't know what that is. I kind of vaguely remember it being something, but I don't know what it is. Lord Hogarth says his wife is Irish and lots of potato recipes. Yes. It's funny, my wife is Slovak, so there should be a lot of like cabbage and pierogies kind of stuff, but my wife doesn't like cabbage, oddly enough. The West Virginia Potato Festival is this weekend, and we're all invited. Thank you, Cole. Got his potato candy tomorrow. Got to get his potato candy. Is that like the little Irish potatoes you get around St. Patrick's Day? I like those. Bubble and squeak is an Irish dish. Yeah, I thought so, Tim. I don't remember what it is, though. It's probably not good, whatever it is. So I do make very good spaghetti sauce, um, which I use the Godfather recipe. And there were a lot of Italians in the neighborhood growing up, and I learned a lot from some of the older Italian women and stuff. So I do okay in the kitchen. Bubble and squeak is mashed potatoes and cabbage. The name derives not from the sound of the dish, but the sound you make after you eat it. Oh my goodness, Doug. Sometimes I get halfway through a comment and wish I didn't start reading it. Yes, and Christian is a big fan of the capstan blue as well. And I believe that's one of the blends you shared with me when we met, Christian. And I'm not a Virginia guy, but really enjoyed it. And or was that one of the blends? I can't remember who brought it, but good stuff. Gas prices in Oregon $3.99, huh? They've actually gone down a bit here. Not much, but a bit. I guess in preparation for the November elections. That's the truth, Robert. Tobacco will never be as cheap as it is today. That is definitely true. They're not going to lower the prices. Phil Rivaro says a pinch of Madras curry in spaghetti sauce gives it a savory, indescribable umami. I can see that, Phil. I will try that. No, no, Cole, she really doesn't like the cabbage herself. Oh, that's cool, Briar and Brew. Dad bought a house and found an old Depression era cookbook that housewife that lived in the house had put together. That is really cool. And Timber Drifter saying the rumored price increase has to do with inflation, but yeah, of course, inflation has to do with all the other stuff, and at this point is largely driven by the ridiculous price of gas and fuel oil. Clarence Wood says the McBaron Navy Flake was surprisingly great, but he's more used to Burley. I'm with you there, Clarence. I enjoy something like a Navy Flake or a Virginia Flake once in a while, but I sure miss Burley. Yeah, Christian, I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. It was good. Of course, a lot of that might have just been the company. You know, we could we could have been smoking Captain Black, and it would have still been nice. Well, maybe not. But oh, that's cool, Jim. He's got all of Cindy's handwritten Czech recipes. I bet there's some interesting stuff there. Oh, that's okay, Doug. I enjoy the lowbrow humor. ENAS Dad says he loves haggis with neeps and taties. Mm. Yeah, Briar Brew, I've grown tobacco once, and just to prove that I could do it, and I'm happy that I could. And of course, it wasn't like buying haunted bookshop, but you know what? If things get out of control, I'm ready. Yeah, Gary, I think lowbrow is a kind of beer. Yeah, I know, Christian. I was teasing with the Captain Black. Pepe just ordered some tobacco seeds. Doug says he ate haggis back in '85 on the Scottish-English border. Nice fried dish, better after several shots of Glenlivet. Yeah, I actually had haggis in Scotland, and this is probably, I don't know, 15 years ago or so. And yeah, I think haggis was invented as an excuse to drink scotch. MTMTB, right now you can buy tobacco seeds. I mean, there's companies that sell them. You can find them on eBay. You can find friends that grow tobacco because you get a ton of seeds if you let one of the plants go to seed. Robert's going to do a haggis video soon. Well, that's something to look forward to. Oh boy, that's not good, Briar Brew. Captain Black grape was the only thing it could reliably find in Iraq. That's terrible. Oh, Robert does a burn supper every year. Gotcha. South England's best and only tobacco farm. Oh, that's funny, Cole. And gravy is a food group. Yep. Oh, Lord Hogarth, that goes without saying. Yes. Corvette Jim says gravy is a beverage. Wow. That's taking it a step further there, Corvette Jim. Piper on the 45. Let's see Willie volunteering for Iraq. That's funny. Well, Patrick, he's not in Iraq now. He's back home. But yeah, if there's any guys over there, and I think Briar Brew in the past has done that. I mean, that's what the Baghdad Pipe Club is about. If you're still doing that, Briar Brew, if I remember right, you do it around Christmas. Um, if you'd like to come on some Friday night, we'd do a phone call and you could tell the folks about the Baghdad Pipe Club and what you guys are doing, assuming it's still happening. Lord Hogarth, the only way I'd be able to eat them is if you tricked me and told me it was something else. I don't care how good you say they taste. There's just too big of a psychological block there. Oh, so you're doing the care packages year round. Okay. Never tried boiled possum, Timber Drifter. So yeah, maybe that would change my. It would set the bar differently. And yeah, I see folks commenting on Corvette Jim's pipe collection videos, and Jim, I haven't had a chance to catch up on any of those yet, but I'm looking forward to them. Michael Case, I like baked beans on toast. It's a good combination. Smarty Bob says that fried opossum is good. It tastes like chicken. As so many things do. I asked Google the other night. I have the Google in the house as little boxes that you can ask questions and stuff. And I have fun with them. And I found out that it's surprising, you can find out what things taste like, and you can ask some really strange things like, what does giraffe taste like? And you get an answer. And the other night I mischievously asked it what chicken tasted like, and it just didn't respond. It just kept quiet. Oh, fewer requests since the Instagram fiasco. Okay. Well, if there's anything I can do to help out on the publicity side, let me know. And if you want to get in touch with me, I think we've emailed in the past, but I'm CaneRodPiper@gmail.com. Noelle A is asking what drink I enjoy or goes well with Haunted Bookshop. Boy, I'm probably not the person to ask because I smoke Haunted Bookshop pretty much all the time. So I have a lot of coffee with it. I like whiskey with it, beer, water. Most of the time, I'm drinking water, to be honest. Um, Tonight it's a rye whiskey. So Patrick says alligator does not taste like chicken. I've had alligator. I don't remember what it tasted like. But yeah, I think the whole chicken thing is just a default. Uh, Doug Owens, I did not know this. Beans on toast appeared during World War II in England as a substitute for meat. That is interesting. Phil says he'll eat anything, but sometimes it has to be cooked to the semblance of a lump of charcoal. Gary Edminster is pointing out that some insects are edible. You know, Gary, I read something a while back that said that if you look at population growth and land usage and all that good stuff, we're going to run out of land that we can use to raise meat. And we're going to need protein sources, and insects are going to be the only option. And the scary thing is, it wasn't like in 300 years, it was like in the next 50 years. Crocodile tastes like a cross between chicken and pork with a pork butt texture, according to Phil Rivara. Very interesting. And Tim says fried gator tail was like chewy chicken. Yeah, Everett, I think you're the only one that stocks up on Big and Burley, so you should be okay there. Yeah, Briar Brew, you might want to consider that, but definitely get in touch. There's a platform right now. Phil, please remind me the name of the platform that a lot of the pipe guys are going to over Instagram. It begins with a V, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but it might be something to look into. Oh, Michael Case says to put sour cream on top of the Heinz vegetarian baked beans over buttered toast. That's the original version, and the sour cream on top makes it the deluxe version. Interesting. Timber Drifter says he thought alligator tasted like a fishy rattlesnake. That's definitely not what chicken tastes like. Vero, that's the platform. Thank you, Everett and Phil and Corvette Jim. So yeah, Briar Brew, you might want to take a look at Vero, Vero. All right, Michael, I'm going to be there on your 124th supplying the chocolate covered ants. Yeah, Steph, letting go is never easy. Never easy. But as long as you hold on to yourself. Frog legs taste like alligator, according to Robert. Fried grasshoppers with dandelions taste like chicken, according to Smarty Bob. Pepe's asking, what about snails? I've enjoyed snails, but I got to admit that all I'm tasting is garlic and butter. So I don't know if I'd really like snails much if they weren't completely saturated with garlic and butter. Phil says he had snail in Haiphong, Vietnam with ginger scallions, and it was awesome. I love liver and onions too, Robert. I'm a big fan of that. And my wife does not like liver at all. So it's usually something I only have when she's not around. Big Dave slipping in a Yule Gibbons reference. Good job, Dave. So we're talking about food. I promised my wife I'd ask a question. Uh, I don't quite know what the question is, but we had an argument recently. She had bought some hot dogs, and we've both been on this no processed meat thing. We went on a functional medicine routine where we cut out all processed food and stuff. So we were kind of cautious about the hot dogs, and she bought these high-end, grass-fed beef, no hormone, whatever hot dogs. They probably cost more than steaks, but she wanted a hot dog, and she was all excited about them, and I was kind of excited too because I hadn't had a hot dog in so long. And when it came time to eat them, we didn't have any hot dog buns. So, I said, well, how am I supposed to eat this? I don't have a hot dog bun. And she said, well, you've got bread, just put it on bread. And I said, I guess I can do that, but it's not good. And so we got into this argument. She basically said that hot dogs on white bread is the best way to eat them. And so I put the question before you, is that the best way to eat a hot dog? Robert says conch is better than snail. I think I've had conch, but it was like in a soup or something. Big Dave is asking about, the grape nuts commercial with Yule Gibbons. Yule Gibbons was crazy, Gary. And grape nuts may well have killed him. Phil eats all of his hot dogs on white bread, no buns. How about that? MTMTB says she's wrong. Bread and hot dogs were a thing growing up, according to Corvette Jim. That's what my wife says as well. That's how they ate them growing up, and that it's, in her mind, it's like this childhood delicacy. Tim makes a good point. If you slice the hot dogs, that makes sense, Tim. Eddie says not even acceptable. Urban Hermit doesn't eat hot dogs. And Everett, after this experience, I'm going to join you in that because it didn't feel good afterwards. Maybe if the bread is toasted, says Eddie. Hot dog bun is the only way to consume a tube steak, according to Cogs and Sprockets. Cole says Dairy Queen hot dogs were in toasted English buns. Doug Owen is agreeing it's not an authentic hot dog if it's not on a bun, and never slice the dog to put it on white bread. That's just horrible. Phil says boiled, never grilled hot dogs. Yeah, growing up the hot dogs were always boiled, but we grill them. She grills them. Deep fried hot dog, according to Smarty Bob, tastes like chicken. I'm seeing a theme here, Bob. Doug says it's blasphemous to slice the dog. Wow. I did not realize there would be such strong feelings here. Eel. I've had eel. It's I can't say I love it because I just haven't had enough of it. Hot dogs on whole wheat bread. That is a nice compromise, Michael. A new corn dog. It's a hot dog inside a pickle dipped in batter and fried. That does sound good, Phil. There you go, Briar Brew. If that were the best way to eat it, they would serve it like that at the ball game. Absolutely right. Corvette Jim will travel for a chili dog. Yeah, I like chili dogs. Lord Hogarth says his father, child of the Depression, thought you were lucky to get any bread with hot dog. Good point there. Yeah, Tim, I get it, and I think that's part of what was going on as well with my wife. Corvette Jim will eat deep fried rocks. There's another point, Doug. Yes, I agree. It has to be French's mustard, and I would like sauerkraut, but she doesn't like cabbage, so we don't have the sauerkraut. But she insists that it has to be with ketchup. And to me, that is just wrong. You do not put ketchup on a hot dog. Crawfish, anything. Yes, Big Dave. Solar dogs. That's interesting, Cole. All right, name that pipe. Thanks for joining us tonight. Big Dave's wondering if they ever ate meat on Gilligan's Island. It seemed like they lived off of coconut cream pie, coconut custard pie. Where they got the stuff for the custard, I don't know. No, not spicy brown mustard, Tim. It's got to be yellow mustard on a hot dog. What are dirty water dogs? Oh, don't get me started on the ketchup or catsup thing there, Jim. Oh, the sliced hot dogs were pan fried. That makes a difference, Tim. Kind of reminiscent of fried bologna. Pigs in a blanket, Ron. Yeah, that's good stuff. Grey Poupon. Now, Eddie, we're going to try to steer away from that. Oh, that's what's it called? It's a generalization there, Robert. We don't put cheese whiz on everything. Yeah, Patrick, that's how I would do them. Mustard, yellow mustard relish and sauerkraut. That sounds perfect to me. Ah, the street vendor carts of the dirty water hot dogs. Gotcha, gotcha. And Gary Edminster is starting up the Marianne Ginger thing. It was inevitable. You ate meat on Gilligan's Island, but it was off camera. And Smarty Bob, you forgot to mention that it tasted like chicken. Nathan's hot dogs are Hebrew National. They're both good, Phil. I was a Nathan's guy myself. Although back when I was single and very, very underpaid, I would buy whatever was the cheapest hot dog for sale. And sometimes I got lucky, like I could find a coupon and they'd be double coupons. I mean, I've gotten entire packs of hot dogs for like a dime. My wife set me straight on that soon after we got together. My favorite brand was one that was called Corn King. Michael says celery salt on a hot dog. And here come the Ginger and Marianne votes. Costco hot dogs are nice. Yeah, I've had those, Eddie. You know, Costco pizza is pretty darn good. That surprised me because it's cheap too. And now everybody's getting hungry. Tim's pointing out they were stuck on the island because the professor was busy trying to make the custard. Oh, there you go, Patrick. Coney Island before it gets cold for Nathan's hot dogs and raw clams. Ah, it's interesting. So Briar Bruce saying Hebrew National are good on the grill, but the Nathans are better in the cast iron skillet. Big Dave remembers Corn King. There you go, Dave. They were, I don't know what was in them. There was no meat in them. Or at least nothing that they were legally allowed to call meat. And Sailor's pointing out that they're mostly cereal, grains, and scrap meat, not necessarily unhealthy. Yeah, true. Dodger dogs and Vin Scully, nothing better. Amen, Michael. Big Country Briar, come on now. I'm not reading that. Jim PM says the best hot dog mustard came from what used to be Jacob's Field. So when I was a kid, went to Catholic school in South Philadelphia, and the soft pretzels were a big deal in South Philadelphia back then. And I have no idea how this worked, but um, the schools would get these big bags of these soft pretzels. They were delivered by local bakery every morning, and I guess that they donated them, and then they would sell them for, I think it was a dime to get a soft pretzel when we had recess. And some of it was Catholic schools, so there were nuns that would sell them to you, and some of them had a jar of mustard that they take out, and it was this big plastic tub with like a brush through the top of it. And this mustard was a brown mustard. It was like a grainy brown mustard, but it was sweet. And I've never had that mustard anywhere other than in those schoolrooms. I have no idea what it was. I'd love to know what that was. Bratwurst are good there, Timber Drifter. Yeah, we've got a local farm here that's real big on turkey, and they have a farm store that sells turkey. You can get a whole turkey. You can get like turkey breast sliced, like a lunch meat kind of thing, and they sell their own hot dogs and bacon, and all made out of turkey. And Briar Brew, I agree. The turkey dogs really aren't that bad. It might have been honey brown mustard there, Robert, but that sounds too sophisticated for for these times. Paul the Piper, how you doing, Paul? Good to see you tonight. My goodness, this has flown by. It's already got like 6 minutes left. Amazing. And I'm probably not going to pack another pipe because I just finished this one. And I've still got a fair amount of this Stolen Wolf rye to get through. No, Big Dave, I actually went all the way through Catholic high school as well. So I did 12 years. Briar Brew's ready for Thanksgiving now. So Sailor says the mustard was a German style mustard blended with honey. Okay, well, it may have been honey. I just, like I said, it doesn't sound like something that people would have talked about back then. This is a honey mustard, but maybe. Oh, gotcha, Jim PM. You went to Cleveland to see the Indians play and enjoyed the mustard. So there's something good out of Cleveland. Gotcha. Chat numbers are going down with all the food talk, says Ochoita. Probably because everybody's going to get something to eat. You know, Eddie, it happens every week and she never believes me. But tonight she'll believe me because I promised I would bring up the hot dogs thing. I just didn't know it would lead to this much talk. Mustard with honeysuckle. It definitely wasn't that, Paul. Yeah, Big Dave, to be honest, I think the nuns deserve more credit than I do. They had to put up with me for 12 years. That's true, Michael. You ate what they gave you and you shut up. That's absolutely true. Oh, that is different, Smarty Bob. Yeah, we didn't have we couldn't smoke at all. Now my high school was an all boys school, so we didn't have any girls. Uh, I was with girls first through eighth grade, but then high school was boys only. We There was a girls' high school. We just separated them. Paul's, are you trying to catch up on the mustard, Paul? I was talking about a mustard that they had when I was in school. It was kind of like a Dijon, but it was sweet, and that's all I remember about it. And some folks have said it was probably a German mustard with honey, and that kind of makes sense. There was a lot of square pizza in school, Robert. Indeed. Tim, they gave up on rulers and switched to yardsticks for me. It was Timber Drifter has completed his pork roast and he's going to go get some. So thank you for joining us tonight, Timber Drifter. Enjoy. Pickle. I don't think it was pickles, Paul. Yeah, I agree, Michael. I don't think I would have done well in a co-ed high school. Um, I would have been I would have been one of the guys that was just too distracted. So I'm grateful for the education I got as a kid. I really am. Piper on the 45. Thank you. You have a great weekend too. Square pizza and chocolate milk. There you go, Eddie. No, Tim, the dust from the shop class was used to soak up the. Oh, never mind. Robert's going to go out and catch a possum. Pick a lily. There you go, Paul. Yeah, Big Dave. You know, I think guys like you and me that admit that it was us that were the problem are the right ones most of the time. You hear a lot of horror stories about the nuns, but honestly, when you think about what they put up with, they were some pretty good people. All right, Briar Brew, thanks for joining us, buddy. Hope to see you again soon. Corvette Jim, go take your meds and have a good weekend, buddy. Bubbles and Squeak. Well, folks, we have hit time. I'm going to finish this up in a minute. I'm almost done. But, oh, that went down slightly wrong. But I want to thank you all for joining me. Had a fantastic time, as we always do, and high point of my week, as I often say. So, thank you so much. We'll be back next week. More of the same. We are going to schedule a stupid joke night. Not next week, maybe first week in October. So that'll be some fun. And I'll be back on Sunday with a video to say hello to y'all and update you on life in general. So thank you so much. Really enjoyed the conversation tonight. You all have a fantastic weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care, all.